What is going on, guys? Today I'm going to be bringing in a Warframe video to my channel. I know this is kind of new. I usually do Smite stuff, but Warframe is a game that I've got into really recently. I say really recently, it's not really that recently, but I've been playing this game for a while now. And something that I wanted to do was to make a series for newer players on Warframe, and this is going to be there to help players who are lower mastery rank, just really not very experienced yet with this game, for building mods and building and modding weapons or frames that is still within people's budgets. So this series is going to be like a bunch of budget builds, or as some people will probably end up calling them, will be ghetto builds. But this is for those players who don't have a lot of platinum to be spending on mods, and who don't have a lot of the time to be like grinding to try and farm a mod. So today we're going to be covering the Dragon Nikana/Nikana, which is a fairly easy item to get early on. The normal Nikana is mastery rank 4, and the Dragon Nikana is mastery rank 8. So it's a little bit of a difference there. And this build will work for either the Dragon Nikana or the normal Nikana. It doesn't really matter whichever one you want to use. However, I will say this, that if you're going to do this build on the normal Nikana, I would consider maybe like not doing it, because if you don't want to waste this Orkan Catalyst on your normal Nikana, because you are eventually going to have to use your Nikana as a material to build the Dragon Nikana, and it is definitely worth it. The Dragon Nikana is a extremely good upgrade to the normal Nikana. It has a lot more damage. It has pretty much everything about it is better. It has more mod polarities and stuff and everything. So talking about the items and what you'll need, for the normal Nikana, you're going to need to be in a clan, so that you can buy the blueprint from their Tenno lab. It's going to take a Forma to build, so you're going to need to have at least one Forma in order to build it, and you're also going to need 3 Argon crystals and 75 Oxium, and as well as a bit of alloy plates, which isn't very hard to get. But the Argon crystals may be a bit troubling to you, and the Forma may be a bit troubling to you if you're a new player. So keep that in mind as we go through this, that you are going to try and have to get those materials, and they are going to be a little bit difficult to get. But yeah, let's get right into this. And like I said before, this is a budget build. This isn't exactly the best build. And of course, this is my opinion on something that is a good budget build that is not going to cost a lot of either platinum or time spent in this game to get this stuff. So keep that in mind. And this is, of course, my opinion. So if you have any thing that you want to swap out for one of the mods that I'm using, you're welcome to do that. I'm not like a dictator or anything. I'm not going to try and dictate what you actually play with or build on your weapons. But this is just something that I personally use, and I really have liked it, and it's a build that isn't very expensive. So starting off with a stance, we're going to be using Blind Justice. If you have the other stances, you're welcome to try them out. Blind Justice is something that's really, really easily obtainable. It's dropped by the Stalker, the Shadow Stalker. He invades randomly in missions. Sometimes some of you new players may not know really what he is. He's an invade boss, and yeah. You could probably watch other videos telling you more about the Stalker and what he can drop, but this is one of the things he can drop, and it's a pretty common drop from him. And even if you were to buy this with Platinum, it's not very expensive. Moving on, we're going to be using, of course, Pressure Point, because Pressure Point is essential to any melee weapon. Then after that, I'm going to be adding on... Shoot. I'm going to be adding on a Fury, because this is also a mod that I personally like. On this weapon, because of this low 15% crit chance, it's not the worst, but it's also not the highest, so I wouldn't recommend using Berserker, plus the fact that Berserker is kind of a more expensive mod to use. But if you want to use this, you're welcome to use this. So we're going to be using Pressure Point, Fury. We're also going to be using North Wind for our attributes. North Wind and Molten Impact to give us some blast damage. Blast damage will end up knocking enemies down if you get the status effect to proc on them. But keeping all that also in mind, just that elemental status is adding damage to your weapon every single time you hit. It's not just whenever the status happens to proc. We're also going to be adding on a Fever Strike and Shocking Touch for corrosive damage. So corrosive damage will reduce the target's armor, and this will make it so you can do more damage to that target if they're a really heavily armored target. And then after that, we're going to be adding on a Jagged Edge to give us a little bit more of our slash damage, because this weapon is primarily slash as it is a sword. And then we're also going to be adding on a Rending Strike. Rending Strike is a bit harder to get, and it's a little bit more expensive of a mod than Jagged Edge. So if you can't or don't want to like spend the time getting this mod, then you can use something like Shattering Impact, can replace that easily. And this is also going to reduce armor. This is not a bad mod to use on it, but I like using Rending Strike because of the extra slash damage that it adds. So yeah, you can see the huge stat increases that we get from all these mods here that we put on, as well as our attack speed increase up there. And this does fit without any Forma, so you do not have to worry about Forma, like using another Forma on this weapon. And like I said, this can work for the normal Nikana, but you may not want to because you don't want to really waste an Orokin Catalyst if you're just going to use your Nikana to upgrade it eventually to the Dragon Nikana. But yeah, so this is the build that you guys can use. It's very budget friendly. It's not very expensive. None of these mods should cost you very much if you're going to end up buying them, and they aren't very hard to get in-game by grinding. And if you want to just try and grind out for Rending Strike and Jagged Edge, they're not very hard to get. Yeah, so I hope you guys did enjoy this video of this build or whatever. If you do want to see more of this in the future, please comment down below. Let me know. Yeah, this is a new video for me, so I don't know how anybody's going to respond to this or anything. But I really do hope you enjoyed. Please comment down below if you want to see another weapon done next. I will try my best to get that build out as soon as possible. And yeah, thanks for watching.